Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're cutting straight through the hype surrounding one of the most downloaded new AI music apps out there, MyTunes.
Yeah, this one's been making waves.
It really has. Downloaded by over 2 million people, it's got this impressive 4.4-star rating from, 130,000 Android reviews?
Quite the numbers.
So our mission today is pretty simple.
Mhm.
Figure out if this is genuinely, democratizing music creation, or if it's maybe something else entirely. A clever tech scam, maybe.
Well, the initial promise is definitely seductive. I mean, MyTunes claims it can take just your hum or even a text prompt and boom, studio quality music.
Right, complete with AI vocals.
And custom voice cloning. That's the big one. Plus, they throw in royalty-free commercial use.
Sounds amazing on paper.
It does, and we should be clear, the core tech they claim to use, like real-time voice cloning, that stuff is genuinely cutting edge. If it actually worked as advertised, well, that would be revolutionary.
Okay, so we went in looking for that revolution. But what we found pretty much immediately was suspicious, starting with the price.
Ah, yes, the free app.
Exactly. Despite saying it's free, users are reporting this really confusing free trial that seems to charge $5 almost instantly when you sign up.
Right, and it doesn't stop there, does it?
Nope. You get hit with another $5 fee just to unlock that custom voice feature, the main thing they're selling.
So $10 up front before you really know if the key feature even works.
Pretty much. Which immediately makes you ask,
What are they using that $10 for?
Hmm.
Because honestly, the deeper we dug into their privacy policy, the less it looked like an audio mixing app and, well,
And more like what?
more like data harvesting on a pretty massive scale, actually.
Wait, hang on. So confusing fees double the typical cost for competitors before you use the feature. But you're saying the real cost isn't even the money.
Precisely. This is where it gets really interesting. The infrastructure described in the policy, it looks way more suited for like biometric surveillance than music creation.
Yeah, surveillance. How?
Get this. The policy says they collect users' facial feature data from uploaded photos. That's biometric identification, plain and simple.
Okay.
And alongside that, they grab your device advertising identifier, that unique code that lets companies track you across other apps, websites.
Right, tracking for ads or more.
Well, it's not just about ads here. This looks like potentially training a biometric ID model using millions of people who think they're just, making a song, a karaoke app disguised.
That's a huge privacy concern hiding inside a startup app.
We started looking for a bad feature and stumbled into potentially active data harvesting.
Seems that way.
Okay, so let's pivot to the actual product quality then. What happens after users pay those two fees after they try to create their custom voice?
The results were described by users as, and I quote, absolutely diabolical.
Diabolical, okay. What went wrong specifically?
Well, what's fascinating is the type of technical failure. It tells us a lot, I think.
Hmm.
Users report constant, random static, these weird, abrupt vocal slides, feedback noises.
Especially towards the end of the tracks. It strongly suggests a major bottleneck, probably under-provisioned cloud computing power.
Meaning they didn't pay for enough server capacity.
Exactly. Generating a stable, custom AI voice in real time needs massive, expensive neural processing. MyTunes likely just wasn't willing to foot the bill for professional-grade servers needed for 2 million users.
So they charge you twice, potentially take your face data, and then deliver audio that sounds like, a fax machine gargling.
Pretty much sums it up.
And if you compare that to, say, professional competitors like SNO or UIO.
Right, the industry standards for many small studios, podcasters.
They charge a straightforward $8, maybe $10 a month, and they actually deliver professional licensed audio reliably.
While MyTunes is charging more incrementally for a feature that, in at least one case we saw reported, never even generated the track the user paid for at all.
Unbelievable.
So, connecting the dots here, MyTunes really starts to look like a pretty sophisticated bait and switch.
A digital scheme, basically.
Yeah, but maybe with higher stakes. It seems like they don't just want your $10. They might want your identity data, too. They built this viral, slick-looking product, probably designed to hoover up personal data while charging for features that just don't work properly.
So wrapping this up, what does it all mean? The huge download numbers, the slick marketing, it all screamed innovation, right? Developed by a company called HubX out of Turkey.
Yeah, and that location, Turkey, is sometimes relevant. We occasionally see developers in, let's say, regulatory gray areas trying these more aggressive, high-risk data strategies.
So the reality beneath the hype, was substandard audio quality wrapped up in what looks like a pretty aggressive data mining operation.
It certainly appears that way based on the user reports and the privacy policy itself.
A tough lesson.
Definitely. And maybe a final thought for you, for everyone listening. How often are those super high app ratings, those 4.4 stars, really just a result of clever marketing, maybe aggressive download campaigns? How often do they mask critical privacy issues or, basic functional failures just beneath the surface?
Good question. Keep questioning everything you download.
Absolutely. Keep questioning.